Alright, comics related, this ain't no debate. This is me up here explaining what do I mean, because I feel like it was a misunderstanding on why I used all this stuff. So when Barry came and talked to August, right? And August told him that he was gonna lock his ass up there. He said he'll just vibrate through and that's when it stopped him and he got hit with the code. Now the most important part to me was the fact that he said the walls are flowing with the same absolute zero energy as Captain Cold's gun. This whole room was engineered to flood the frosty environment to slow you down. So Barry was like, so I'll just freeze to death. Is that the plan, August? Then that's when Captain Cold pulled up, right? So that's when we go to issue 38. Captain Cold was beating his ass. Now to solidify that absolute zero thing, August even say, if it wasn't for the absolute zero energy in there, the Flash would be whooping your ass. So when Godspeed turned on them and turned that off, it still even solidified that the code slowed him down, and he said the code is gone. This is where he leaves, right? And he goes to save Wallace and old girl. Now they are about to die, bro. Wallace is a speedster. He's about to die too. If Barry wasn't already built up speed and was coming on his way to get them and get them out of there, he would have died too, which is why he was saying that was too close under me. Way too close, as you see just that little area of stuff frozen. Now another thing I want to point out is in the Flash Future State issue 2, when Barry had no speed force, all he had was the weapons of the old rogues, just to fight a bloodlusted Wally. Now I'm gonna skip past this fight, and I know that you gonna say that they wasn't fast enough for this part. I just wanted to point out something. So Barry hits him with the speed, Captain Cold's gun, right? Freezes him. He tells his ass, I could just vibrate through this shit, you know what I mean, and melt through the ice. Now, because him melting the ice and he held the steam from it, it's very important to me, and I'm gonna get to that point in a minute. Now, I ain't gonna skip past the fact that he had re-engineered the DNA and some shit to fuck up Wally's body. Through doing that, though, right? Now, this is Bobby, right? None of these people even see Bobby. Bobby ain't even there yet. They start to feel cold, right? They wasn't even worried about Bobby coming there because they said that the shit was supposed to be reinforced so that Magneto couldn't even get to this door, right? But as you can see right here, the shit started to freeze up. Bam, Bobby came through. They tried to shoot dude, finger busted off. And as you can see at the bottom, Bishop told him to stop because he was finna kill them. But it is a mutant law that they can kill no man. But it's still an eye for eye, and as you can see, he ripped dude's arm off. That's how cold it was in there for him. Bobby, back when he could go back to his human form, was able to make this area right here freeze the fuck out of it. Hell, in planet-sized X-Men, bro, when they was terraforming Mars, right, this is what happened. You see all this shit, right? This is iron. Magneto took that big ass piece of iron, right? Slammed that bitch into Mars. Right here, they was trying to create an atmosphere. You needed a hot and heavy core to enable everything that Dusty Rock needs to support life. You have to crack the chest and perform open heart surgery. Right here, you see Hope and Vulcan doing that shit. He said you need to keep stirring the sauce, right? The molten iron core would need to be compressed for a long time by a tremendous power. Then you need the X factor to kick in. The oven will be at the right temperature, but success is not guaranteed. Luck and time you would need to be on your side. But you'll have Proteus and Hope, and that's even better. Next up, you got Bobby to freeze all that, right? Bro literally freezes. You see at the bottom, right? All that area of Mars. Now, the reason why I brought that up is because recently in the Resurrection of Magneto, issue 4, when these guards popped up on Magneto, right? He noticed that something was up with they suit, something strange, right? They wanted him to use his power on them because they had like some countermeasures for it. Magneto says tripping the sensors will send an electrical impulse down the wire to a circuit almost instantaneously. Almost. The move will require confidence and strength, an experienced mind and a vital body. It won't require finesse, but anything that did would be too slow. I'll have to remember their names. There is a sudden sound of every metal component inside the suits, every wire, every circuit crushing down into 5 small, dense cores. The process ignores the 5 bodies inside the suits. The sound is wet. Unlike electricity in a wire, mutant power is instantaneous. The thing is done so quickly that no signal escaped, no gas is triggered. And yet it was the perfect trap with no way out, neither white nor black. Then as you see, he fucking crushed their ass all in them balls instantly. So like they stated, mutant power is instantaneous, right? X-Men issue 5, 2017 run. He fought the Juggernaut, right? He comes in through the air with his clones, freezes Juggernaut. Juggernaut bust up out of that. So Juggernaut start charging at him. Now, you know, this is the Juggernaut that had the bands of Sidorak. I have the proof of that too. Anyway, he was running after him, right? You know that he unstoppable when he does that. Since he can't stop the Juggernaut, he said he's going to freeze the speed of light around him, dropping him. Now, Juggernaut did get up and grab him and bear hugged him, cracking him, right? Right here, he evaporates. Then he comes back as this. Here's that proof that this is the Juggernaut with the bands of Sidorak, with the gems of Sidorak. Right here, he says it. He tells him that he's done fighting for the day, Juggernaut, and he says that if he ever want a rematch, come where there's somewhere safe for others. But if that happens again, I'm going to turn into vapor and reform like a porcupine inside your guts. And this go back to my point where he had vibrated the ice and he had melted and inhaled the vapor. In this case, it was the DNA of him that fucked him up. Because not only does he say that right here, when he was talking to his dad about him personally and his relationships and shit, if you know about him, he was telling him, I could turn myself into vapor. And this is back when he was just like a human. He couldn't turn back. Right now, he can't turn back into that human. Now, say Barry got frozen like this. In Astonishing Iceman issue 2, when he fought the helium dude, the dude that can't freeze, he came through with his clones again. That's a normal thing for him. Froze him in the thing. Now you see that this is a common thing from him. He liked to freeze people. Dude did break out of it though, right? And that did hurt Iceman. But he said he can't beat him as you see him literally freeze him up into lower orbit. And you see Iceman right here is just the ice. Then he cut him off and let him go into space. Now we know Flash can't fly. He could do this to like make sure he don't hit the ground hard. Or recently we just seen Jay Garrick's daughter Baboon. If you see Under Me, she got took it. Dude used his hand to lift her up, give her a boost, and she used that shit to fucking help her, give her a little bit more boost to get up in the air on top of this thing to smash it. But that shit, she can't run and shit up there, you know what I mean? Which is why she started falling, and Jay Garrick had to jump up and catch her. Because they can't fly. She ain't know to do this shit, you know what I'm saying, if she got close to the ground. But ain't no falling back to the ground if your ass that high up in the air, and if he does you like this, he made dude float off into space. Now, even though we have seen bro amped, and he still whooped his amped ass, the shit was still, the extreme cold was still slowing down his molecules, and he said that he was slower. With the fact that he can freeze time itself, and as you can see under me, and above me, it's in a little area where he freezes space-time around him at a quantum level, stating with the fact that his stuff is beyond cold, shit is like mutant magic or something entirely else, and he can freeze the speed of light around somebody, and the fact that mutant power is instantaneous, and the fact even if you shatter him, yes, it will hurt, but he is Omega. He just gonna come back. And the fact that he could turn into vapor, go inside somebody like a porcupine, can freeze an area as big as he wants to, can control the temperature before he pops up, and on Mars was able to freeze it that big, and he could freeze reality in a close range around him though. Light speed and star heat had to try to cancel out his power aura, right? It was working. The freezing aura was weakening, but they can't keep it up for too long. As you see under me, they going around him fast as hell, and that shit still might be lethal to him. And that was if you got closer to him. At the end of your video, you asked why Bobby didn't do all, like, basically freeze a dude inside out, like right here. Well, that's because they was trying to get all the humans and stuff out. Plus, Romeo was right here, and he told him to stay near while he fought him. He terraformed the entire planet. He can't do it right here because he can't freeze everybody. Like, he can't do them like this because it's kill no man. That's mutant law. To me, it's the same thing as when they popped up and they tried to kidnap Iris. And Wally couldn't take away. That's because at certain speeds, humans' eyes will pop out. They said that shit in an earlier issue in the Flash. When he got hit by that, right, there should have not been no reason why this girl was able to get off this long ass sand to get off these fucking fear reverse flashes. This is a side note, this kind of pissed me off, but they knew too. Just go whoop her ass. Fuck is you fighting these motherfuckers for? Even when he fought bro, he couldn't do that to him because Romeo was right here. So he even woke up to try to let him know. He tried to hit the old freeze on him again, but Nightcrawler already showed and told you. Bro had some type of shit in his skin that was immune to Nightcrawler. Iceman. So that's why he didn't do it right here. But bro, I fuck with you. I know that your thing is speed and durability. I know Barry is used to fighting an ice villain, right? But not somebody on Bobby level, bro. That's all I gotta say to it. Because this turning into vapor thing, once he break him up and shit, he wouldn't know about that. You get what I'm saying? I see it fucking him up just like this. Cause he gonna get cocky, like I could just melt out this shit. But like with the Flash though and Bobby with the no-kill shit, they basically do the same shit. They don't wanna hurt anybody. And Barry always letting his guard down because of it. Now I know in the death battle is different. In the death battle I know this and this don't matter. But this is all my points. I hope that you understand. No hard feelings my way, bro.